This is Katie Young.
This is Josh Rucker.
This is the Wealth Authority. We talk about business, community,
personal development, and financial pathology.
They always flow well. And tonight's podcast is actually the Book of Kevin.
The Book of Kevin.
Or the Story of Kevin. How we named it?
The Story of Kevin. Oh, wait. I like this. The Story of Kevin, Book 1.
Oh, that's that writer in you. That's that writer in you. And so I'm going to. We had Josh's books. Last season, was it this season? Was it last season?
No, it was last season.
Last season, go check it out. I'm telling you, I said this to Josh today. It's very, very empowering to see business owners. I'm gonna stop using the word entrepreneurship. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you why. Y'all have destroyed that word.
Y'all have killed that word.
It's so many of y'all out there that are bona fide salesmen.
I've met so many entrepreneurs who don't understand marketing and branding that it's almost laughable.
So tonight, if you notice in our intro, we say business. Don't we say business?
Business.
We use the word business intentionally because running a business and building an enterprise is different than being an entrepreneur. And I'm the only reason I'm saying that is because, man, y'all have killed the word entrepreneurship. I don't even respect the word like I used to before because everybody entrepreneur. Until you get punched in the mouth. Until you had that first failure. Until you missed that first paycheck. Until you have to sleep on your friend's couch.
I say you ain't like you're an entrepreneur all the way up until like your third year of business. Like until then, I really don't second, third year, I really don't see you as a business owner.
You want to know why? Because most businesses fail within the first 2 or 3 years.
Oh yeah.
Like this is my 7th year.
Yeah.
I'm not stopping. Like it was most people, and majority of people who claim the word entrepreneurship, you like the benefits of it, but you want to put in the work. Like you like the benefits of being an entrepreneur, and you try to go out and market those and talk about those, but no one. Business owners talk about the work. Entrepreneurs talk about the benefits. That's Kevin's definition. You're not a business owner until you have to start building systems or leveraging systems, or you have to start building up not only getting new customers but retaining customers, having returning customers every year. Every year in my tax company, in our tax firm, I can't say mine. In our tax firm, every year we have returning customers. They come back for a reason. They come. Look, some of you all only sell your product or service one time. Business owners start to plan not only for this quarter, for the last quarter, and then for the next quarter. Sometimes I told you, Josh, earlier, you got to be 5 to 7 years ahead.
Yep. So,
tangent done. Tonight is the story of Kevin. Done with the tangent.
Yep.
Had to get off my chest. Hey, So the story of Kevin is going to start from this point forward.
Yeah.
And I am so grateful to not have given up on myself.
Yeah. Yeah, for real.
You were designed and given a gift that you're supposed to share with the world. And when you give up, you can't share that gift because you gave up. I was this close to quitting. And when I say quitting, I mean just saying, hey, look, I'm going to get a job.
Man, that's it.
Forget this. That was that was the later years of my life. But when I was a kid, man, my journey to get to this point, I'm going to start when I was 5 years old. When I was 5, man, my parents went through a divorce. I'm a real big mental health advocate.
Yeah.
Childhood trauma is real.
Yeah.
And I don't like the word trauma has been so overused where it's like, look, I know that we want to make awareness to it, but everything is not traumatic. Like you not having your iPhone or iPad or whatever you want to call it because you look at YouTube videos, it's not traumatic.
Right.
Kids these days have no clue what trauma is. Some of these kids become a traumatic after you take their phone away.
Right. That's trauma. That's trauma. Man. And that's crazy. And that's great. I think I was talking to somebody, what was this, earlier this week, last week maybe. I said, I can't wrap my mind around like kids killing themselves over social media.
It was hard. So had I not been an educator, I wouldn't be able to wrap my mind around it either.
Because
like, if I was outside education, I would definitely be like, I have no clue on why. But now that I've been in education for the past X amount of years, I know why kids kill themselves. Because, like, we used to put our, and this the story of Kevin started at 5. You taking it here. Mm-hmm. When we were kids, man, we would put our self-esteem into like clothes. Yeah. What we could wear or shoes. No, the first day of school for us was like, man, we finna kill these motherfuckers. Like, we finna kill these. We finna kill them with this.
I got my Air Force Ones.
It wasn't until now this one I had full awareness, but when I started working with middle school, they put a ton of their self-esteem into social media. Meaning that if they don't look good for social media, or if someone drags them on social media, it's like they social media has broken the awareness that there's a separation between technology and consciousness. Or reality. Whatever you want to. It's all the same to kids. So when you talk about them being bullied online, that's real.
There's no disconnect between digital and reality.
And I feel like the bridge to that was video games. But I'm not going to go too deep into that. This is a story, Kevin. My trauma started at 5. Yeah. So 5 years old, parents got divorced. I'm a kid remembering their divorce. There's a lot of parents out there who try to do sneaky stuff and slick stuff around your kid when they 5 years old. Just know your kid not dumb. Mm-hmm. They remember some of the BS that happened. Yeah. But And you as a Josh, you probably remember when you was 5, right?
Mm-hmm. I remember 5.
So I remember when I was 5, my parents went through a divorce. When I was 5 years old, my parents went through a divorce. Not only did that happen, but I grew up in the hood. Like, you have a lot of people out who try to say they got cousins and families from the hood. We just went today to my mama's house.
Right, like just left.
Like my mom still lives.
Still live there.
In the hood.
Yeah.
I grew up in that environment. Your environment shapes your reality. So from 5 years old till I was about 14, 15, I grew up in the hood. So imagine growing up, not only your parents are divorced, but the environment of the hood. Poverty. Man, poverty has its own problems.
Yeah. That's a whole different monster in and of itself. Because that's one thing that really doesn't discriminate at all. Like once you hit that level, it's like that poverty is one of those things that, it doesn't matter if you're Russian, Chinese, African American, Mexican, South African. Like being poor is being poor.
I'm gonna tell you.
Of course, there's levels to it.
Well, this is how poor we were. The poor white people and us were in the same environment. When the way that capitalism is structured, it's structured for someone to win. In America, it's been structured for white people to win. It's not. Look, it's 2020. Let's stop playing the games. 2020. White people live in a system that was designed for them to win. No one is refuting that in 2020. And if you are, you're not aware of the bigger system that you're playing in.
No, you're fucking lying.
Capitalism was designed for the reason the word race exists is so that the superior race can win.
Alleged superior.
No, I'm talking about in the construct of capitalism. They
alleged.
Okay.
Ain't no way in blue hell you're superior and you had to be domesticated. Chill out.
So poverty. So when you're in poverty and you see white people in poverty, you have hit rock bottom. Because for them to be there means that they had to lose in a game that was designed for them to win.
Like you had to win in hand. God, you were born a winner, literally.
So when
you flubbed it up.
So when you in school, so I was 5 years old, Josh, and that's when I started elementary, and that's when the cycle of that's where kids are taught to get a job. If you look at the schedule, the programming starts. I was a kid that was not part of that program, and I'm gonna tell you why. My grandma, At 5 years old, when my parents go through a divorce, like most people, your grandma almost kind of is like a third parent. Mm-hmm. Meaning that your mom is probably like if you grew up in a single parent home, your grandma became the daddy. Mm-hmm. Or
just that buffer.
Whatever it is, they became that other adult in your life.
Yeah.
So my grandma raised me beside my mom. Mm-hmm. I don't want to take away from my dad, but for about 5 to 7 years there, he was there, but he wasn't. Mm-hmm. And that's just truth. Mm-hmm. When you grow up without your father, you have to try to figure out what it means to be a man. Yeah. And that's dangerous.
And it is. It is.
Kids are great observers, but poor interpreters. Meaning they can see this chair and say it's blue and that it has, they can see anything and see it, but when they interpret it, you have to give kids context. Mm-hmm. But when a kid is a kid, they create their own context based on what they know. Mm-hmm. So up until that point, I only knew that my mom and dad was in the house. So once I got past, okay, my dad gone now. I don't know where he at. He ain't here. My grandma here. Only context is for me is like he gone.
Right. So did you then feel like some type of almost innate responsibility to play that role?
Honestly, my mom was so independent that no, I didn't. Mm-hmm. My mom was the woman and the man, but she was never designed to be a man.
Right.
And there's so many women out here for a long time that had to be that chose to be or had to be a single parent. Because everything is a choice.
Yeah.
You people choose to lay down with the people that lay down with. Mm-hmm. So that's a choice. But the choice has consequences, and because that choice has consequences, some people had to become the man and the woman in the house. Mm-hmm. So my mom was woman and man enough at the time to be both. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, you would never be able to escape nature.
Right.
So she had her breaking point. Mm-hmm. And that comes at 14. We're going to get to that in book 2. Yeah. Because book 2 is 14. Book 1 is like my mom was the man and the woman. Mm-hmm. Or she wore that mask.
Yeah.
I didn't feel responsibility to do that until I got to 12 years old. Yeah. So from 5 to 12 or 5 to 11, single parent home. Mm-hmm. Now let me tell you why I said that about my mom, because it's going to give you more context about me. My dad is a preacher. Still a preacher.
Still is, yeah.
You met my dad today. Still a preacher, and he talked like one too. Well, you talk about playing for Bible study. He talked. So and no, I wasn't that bad child. I was not that one. I was not that way. I was. So my mom was an educator. She also was a business owner. She had her own beauty shop. So she wasn't a stylist, just only. Mm-hmm. So when you work in a shop, you have what's called, how can I put it? You have people that's in as like 1099 contractors, mm-hmm. and then you have a person that provides the opportunity for them to work in the 1099 capacity. So they're the one that got shout out to Style House, man. My homeboy D, he been in business for a while, man. Yeah. But as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you probably the 1099. As a business owner, you got to think about systems. So my mom was a systems thinker.
Systems.
So she had her own shop. It was called D Nice. Actually, fun fact to the people that's from Little Rock or North Little Rock, where the comedy spot is, the dude, I can't think of his name, but it's a comedy spot in Rose City. The blue building you go into, the big blue building, that was once my mama's shop. You know where Shotgun Dance is? Yeah. So right behind Shotgun Dance is a comedy show. Hey, the comic is great. And he owns Nate Williams. Nate Williams, I pay attention to everybody. I be paying attention. He don't even know I pay attention to him. But Nate Williams owns that comedy club. Or he did, or he still does. And that's where my mom had her shop at. It's in Rose City, close to Dixie. Mm-hmm. So my mom was a business owner, but she was also a coach. She was a volleyball coach. Mm-hmm. So educator, business owner, volleyball coach, hustler. Yeah. I don't want to leave that out. Right. The hustling part is where some people get in trouble, but hustler too. So when you asked me the question, did I take responsibility? Josh, honestly, I didn't. My mama served it for a minute, but everything has its limits. Yeah. So around 11 to 12, I started to notice that my mom was struggling. Yeah. I started to see it, and she don't know this. You know, I haven't talked about. I was like, my mom was struggling, but this is what changed my life. This was my first entrepreneur experience.